I
No
know. Okay,
voices.
let me try that again. I muted us for the behind the scenes, and I forgot
Oh,
about that. So, hello, and
for legal reasons.
welcome. Yeah, for legal reasons, you couldn't hear that. Welcome to this month's episode of Baldman HQ. And this is my co-host Troy, and our special guest co-host today, John Christian, who will completely introduce himself shortly. Tell you probably way
Completely.
too much about himself.
Never. I'm quiet. I'm the silent third here. I swear.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Jot that down, everybody.
It's a lie.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Refer to that in about 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll kind of start this off with a brief recap for anybody who doesn't know on what the virtual weekends are, because that's kind of the big Baldman Games thing right now. So it's pretty much our favorite time of the month where we get everyone together and we play all of our favorite games and hang out in the Discord and sometimes drink together and plot out nefarious schemes to play more D&D. You'll find the newest Adventures League content, epic special events, moonshays, more moonshays, and more moonshays, along with some pretty cool content that people have been ramping up and adding in, such as special games of Invasion from the Planet of the Tarrasque, where you're all level 20. It's pretty cool. You can find all of that each month at the yawningportal.dnd.wizards.com, and you can find more information, as always, at the Baldman Games site, virtual-D&D-weekends. Alrighty. Then.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. So a little recap from our most recent show, December. That's not right. It's January.
It's January.
It was January. January was the one we just did. In which we sold more tickets for the January show in the very first 2 days than we did for the entire December show.
Yes.
In order to do that, we added over a dozen new DMs to keep up with demand, and we were 95% sold out for tickets when the show started and managed to sell almost all of the other tickets throughout the course of the show. Pretty much had every seat full. So when we open up registration for tickets for February, when they go live, do not wait to buy tickets. Tickets open up 10 days before the show at noon. I know that's a well-kept secret. I don't think everybody knew it's on a schedule. So the next show is February 15th. So that'll be on the 5th. So, all right. So on to John. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yep. My name is John Christian. I've been playing, running games for Baldman for about 2.5 years now. First started running games at Winners Fantasy 2019. I had to think about it for a second there. I ran at Origins, and then I ran really committed in 2020 just for COVID to hit, and all of our in-person games kind of fell to the wayside while we did virtual tabletops. Over the course of the year last year, I got to play in a lot of different games, running a lot of different games for Baldman Games. I'm one of the co-hosts along with Troy and a friend of ours, Zach, who we co-host for the Bite Size Gaming podcast, which is kind of like a smorgasbord of topics related to gaming, not just D&D. We try to talk about a couple of other game engines and settings and stuff like that. Not just tabletop RPGs, but also board games and such. So because of I'm height challenged vertically, but not horizontally, I've been referred to as the Dwarven DM by my friends. I can grow a decent beard, not nearly so as impressive as Troy's, but
You just shave. That's your problem.
that is. I actually asked my wife not too long ago. I was like, it was starting to get pretty shaggy. I was getting COVID beard. So, do you want me to? Should I trim this? She goes, well, no, I love it, long or short, whatever. But it just, it makes you look really distinguished, which I knew meant
have that. Yeah.
Right. Well, I knew distinguished also meant old. So I said, cool, I'll go ahead and I'll just trim that up really quick here. And I got rid of the length. But so you can also catch me at dwarvendm.com. You can catch me on Facebook and all that good stuff too. But those are usually the best ways to get a hold of me. I've got my own server our Discord server that I can reach out to my players with and keep them up to date on what I'm running, and what Baldman's also running. If they're not in the Baldman Discord server, I usually point them to it. So that's a little bit about me. I've been running games for 25 years plus now. I have ever since.
You don't look that old.
I don't. Thank you. Oh, I love you so much.
Because he trimmed up.
Yeah, it's
That's
because
what
he
it
trimmed.
was.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Put that oil in my beard, and
That's right.
I bathed. So
Thank
but no,
God.
right? Well, you could otherwise you'd probably like there's like the virtual stench that you don't want to do that. But no, I love running games. Like that's just it. I love players. I love collaborative storytelling. I just like it's an excuse for adults to play pretend around the table.
Mhm.
I love it. So
And you sign up for every event running not all of the slots each time, but pretty
Yeah.
darn close.
a lot. I run a lot of games for Baldman, and it is a treat to do it. Honestly, if I think if it were for any other group, or if I were doing it by myself, I probably wouldn't do it. But we got a really great group of players that come in, and we've got phenomenal dungeon masters, and the back end collaboration and talking and going back and forth that comes from that. I mean, the two of
Mhm.
you and every other DM that I've played with has been just absolutely phenomenal to get to know and to enjoy time with. So I keep coming back for more. I love it.
Well, and we are very glad that you do, along with all of the other super talented DMs that we have. I guess including Troy and myself. Feels weird to toot my own horn on that one.
Right.
I haven't even been
Toot.
DMing lately. I've been adminning my own epic, which is weird. Also,
Which is fun.
yeah,
Right? You'll be
yeah.
admitting
Which is
the
a lot
epic
of
I'll
fun.
be running soon. I'm excited. Don't screw it up.
I'll try my very best not to screw up my epic. All right. Speaking of upcoming events, then we've got Winter Fantasy. Troy.
Winter Fantasy. When the world is not upside down, that is Baldman Games family reunion
Yeah.
kind of deal in wonderful sunny Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Extremely sunny because of all the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you get the snowblind effect usually. Well, usually right now there's like nothing around here, just dismal, dark, and gray skies.
Oh, I can send you some snow from up here.
No, it's okay. It's good. But yeah, it usually starts on that first weekend of February. Starts on Wednesday, ends on Sunday, and it's just gaming, hanging out with your 300-400 of your closest friends,
Mm-hmm.
closing down the bar at night, chatting about the tables you had. If you don't know a DM, that's the place to go to get to know people. It's just everything's just laid back and chill and a lot of fun. But this year, it's all online, so we're trying to capture that energy still. And we've got the tickets went on sale January 21st, and the tickets are going pretty fast. We've got a lot of Moonshade content. We've actually went back to start at the beginning to run it to catch people up. For those of you unfamiliar with Moonshade, it was actually the very first setting the very first novel was set in the Moonshades for Forgotten Realms.
Yep.
It's a very Celtic, Norse kind of mix mash with a lot of Fey elements and whatnot. Very cool, a lot of fun, and the Moonshades path that we've got going on has been fantastic. Was supposed to end at this Winter Fantasy, but because of COVID, it's getting pushed back. So we've got we got Moon 15, 16, and 17 trilogies coming out, debuting at Winter Fantasy. We've also got more content for the Oracle of War, Eberron, getting closer and closer to the end of that story path. And what else we got? We've got Icewind Dale stuff, of course. We've got more running of Ginny's Epic, which was a lot of fun to run for people. some new modules coming out. Also, other content. We've got Living Arcanus
Mm-hmm.
is going to be there. If you don't know about that, definitely take a peek. It's fifth edition D&D, but it's a completely different setting, not Forgotten Realms.
Very
And
like
they've been around for
Roman-esque, like
yeah,
Mhm.
conqueror. It's
with
so
it
much fun.
with a twist.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
dagger
And
twist.
if you like political intrigue, like definitely check that out. Like
Definitely check it out. Yeah. Um, and that's kind of takes place the February 3rd through the 7th this year, all virtual. As
uh,
sad as that may be,
No,
but
no.
yeah, we'll be there running some stuff. Like Jenny said, she'll be admitting her epic again. I'll be running her epic again. So yeah,
and
it's a lot of fun.
yeah, and we'll all be doing some hanging out on the player server,
Yep.
a little bit on the DM server too, if you're
Mhm.
volunteering, and just generally having a good time and trying to make it feel as homey as we can. Um, and I think the thing that's going to be most authentic is because we're buying our own booze at the store. It pretty much costs the same as it normally does in Fort Wayne.
That is true. I can. That's fact.
That's
Uh,
accurate.
the thing about this year, I mean, even though it's virtual, the thing that's helping me through it all is when all this stuff started and we did D&D live way back like 10 years ago, it seemed like.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
We started meeting people and getting people from other countries starting to play D&D with us. And those people have followed us from event to event with more people that have never been able to play at Gen Con or Winter Fantasy or Origins with us because of distance. And our family has grown exponentially, which is the one good thing I can say that has come out of 2020.
Mhm.
And we've got a lot of international players coming to this Winter Fantasy.
And yeah, I think this is the first Winter Fantasy where we're gonna have tables in Portuguese. 18 tables of
Yes.
Portuguese D&D.
18. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't
18.
realize it was that many. That's
And that
fantastic.
it's unbelievable.
I had to
It's amazing.
translate some Portuguese to learn how many it was, but yeah.
So not only are we bringing new players in, but we're actually expanding our own linguistic skills.
There you go.
In
Yeah,
a very small way.
it's great. Whenever I've told my friends, I've been to who knows how many conventions at this point. If you want to go and you want to learn if you want to play lots and lots of different kinds of games, you can go to Gen Con, or you can, if you don't want to be as overwhelmed by the volume of people, go to Origins. If you want to play the crap out of some D&D, if you want to meet really amazing people, players that are super excited to play, dungeon masters that are incredibly excited to run and are committed to having a good time, both at the table and away from the table, Winter Fantasy is where it's at.
You want to
It
make
is,
some new best friends.
yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. And like to Jenny's point, the whole homecoming, it feels like that. Whenever I went back in 2020, it was fantastic, and so that's all I looked forward to this year. So it's a big bummer that we're not going to be in person, but we are sure doing everything we can to make the best of it. And you're seeing it pay dividends and the planning part of it.
Yeah.
And I think that the players are really, really excited and energized too. And so I know that the DMs are really excited to get out there and just have the greatest time possible.
And for a lot of the DM and staff, Winter Fantasy was the very last convention that we were able to do before we went into the COVID lockdowns. So, it's very near and dear to us. And so we're really giving it our all for this. So if you're coming and you're playing, you can really just expect some, top tier games. So, super excited to be able to offer that to you. And more information on Winter Fantasy and what we have available to play. And you can buy your tickets at wintfan.baldmangames.com. I'll put that too far down on the thing, so it's kind of cut off. All right. Moonchase. You were talking about the Moonchase.
Yes, Moonchase.
Yeah.
What was you? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the other thing for the Moonchase is DM's Guild release. We have the Moon 9 trilogy releasing to the DM's Guild soon. Yeah, so 15 and 16 have actually already run. So the only premiere at Winter Fantasy is 17. But not very many people have played 15 and 16 at all yet. So it's pretty much a second premiere. So And the finale for that campaign, which will be Moon 20. So we got a couple of premieres before that. Likely some more virtual weekends, maybe some Origins stuff. But we're looking to get the finale for the campaign this summer, so everyone has time to go ahead and get in all of that sweet Moonshay action and catch up, so that you're ready to complete this Moonshay arc with us.
Yes,
There might
this
be
one.
more Moonshay. I have it on good authority that we haven't
And-
gotten enough Moonshay.
You heard
And
it
this is
here
going to
first.
be epic.
That is exactly right. So for the upcoming show, the next one, that's not Winter Fantasy, the next virtual weekend will be February 19th to 21st. That's not what I said earlier because I am the literal worst at calendars. So by that count, registration will actually open on the 9th, because the 15th isn't even a Friday in February. I don't know what I'm doing.
We're just
and-
making up days.
Yeah, it's not like we leave our houses anyways. But we're gonna have tons of new season 10 content there. We're gonna be running the epic for maybe the last time in a little while. We'll pick it up again, but we will run it for several shows at that point. We will again have the Eberron Oracle of War content, featuring the Eberron Rolling Thunder epic, the second one there. Even more Moonshay's content and some more of that non-organized play content. Maybe some Arcanus, some just non-organized. Like I know we've been having some Dark Sun,
Dark Sun.
and the aforementioned Planet of the Tarrasque, and some Dungeon Craft content even has been premiering. Written.
So, if I may,
Yeah, you may.
The planet of the the invasion from the planet of the Tarrasques, Gonzo fun. I got to play that. What I consider, I usually play like once a year, and so I have to be really, really picky. And I burned it in January, which is unheard of. Playing that one session, I played it with Paige Leitman.
Yeah, Paige is the one who's been running it, and Paige is a phenomenal DM, just a phenomenal human, really. And I actually bought a ticket to play it at Winter Fantasy, and I'm just so excited because everyone else has been raving about it, and it sells out so fast, and I'm like, doing it.
Yep, I was taking notes the whole time. It was good stuff. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so we'll have that, and more Dungeon Craft content. Our very own DMs have been hard at work writing their own content, and excited to start seeing that rolling out. And looking forward to when John gets his done. Right.
Right.
He didn't know that he was writing one.
Oh, I'm always writing something. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it'll probably just gets buried somewhere in the cave.
Yeah. In the cave.
Who knows when it'll be dug up?
Yeah.
No, what I'm doing right now is I'm stockpiling all of my Dragonlance module stuff that I've been writing for the last 20 years, waiting for the moment for it to be released in 5th edition. Oh man!
And then it's all gonna hit the DM's Guild, and you're gonna be the #1 seller just because of quantity.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna try to corner the market. I'm gonna monopolize the whole thing.
Yeah, as soon as they announce, don't wait for publish.
Oh no,
that'll be great. I think that's actually all we have for this show. I don't know if anyone in the chat had questions. I see Ted's in the chat, but Ted probably has all of the answers.
That is true. Ted is everywhere.
I hope so, because I know I struggle with answers sometimes.
Yeah, I got questions. Tons of questions.
Yeah, I got all the questions.
Answers are harder. But yeah. Ted claims to know. Ted is one of our also ever-present administrators on our Discord server, and you can annoy Ted with all of your questions on any of the Discord servers. Sorry, Ted. Not sorry. But lots of legitimate questions go there. Still looking for DMs. We will be looking for DMs for virtual weekend February and the virtual weekends going on from there. Registration for those will go up on the Baldman Games site. I know we're going to be expanding, and so I think we're going to need more people.
Oh yeah. Get on Herald's Guild, get yourself your Herald's Guild number, and wait.
Yeah. Yep, that is an excellent plan. And thank you to everyone who's come out so far to play and who has come back month after month after month since November. I've had some players show up at my table every single month, and then they emailed me this month going, "You're not running a game." I was like, "I'm adminning the Epic," and they're like, "That's not the same."
That's not the
It's
same.
not the same. It's not the same. They're also salty that I'm doing the same thing for Winter Fantasy instead of DMing. But you know, I'll be there February probably DMing something because
You
yeah.
gotta take care of your baby. You gotta take care of the Epic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Oh, this person DM for Baldman back in 2010.
Where have you been? That's what I want to know.
Coming back to the fold after 20 plus years.
Oh, yeah.
It's not been 20
like
years.
it.
It's only
We play
been
5th
11.
edition now.
Huh?
Just in
2010 was
case they
only
didn't know.
11
We
years
play-
ago.
I mean, it's 11 years. Ted, I told you I was bad with answers. Help me.
But yeah, no. If you ran for Baldman in 2010 at Gen Con, yeah, then you're more than welcome back. Dave always loves people to come back.
Heck yeah.
Once you're part of the family, you're part of the family, unless you somehow become that aunt or uncle who says something incredibly offensive and is no longer invited to Thanksgiving. But we just don't do that. We don't do that. We don't have any problems. So
I want to stand by my 20-year thing because 2020 was at least 10 years long.
okay, that's fair.
I'm going with Ted. Thanks, Ted. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Baldman HQ. You can catch us here every month, the Sunday of the weekend following the virtual D&D event. So we'll be back here next month at, I'm not going to say the date because I don't have a calendar in front of me. And
The
that's
weekend
probably wrong.
after.
Yeah, the weekend after February 15th through 19th or 17th.
It was a
through
fantastic
19th.
tease. Now they're going to be like pins and needles waiting
They
for
will
when they looking around and searching the internet. Our Google search counts are going to go up. It's going to be fantastic.
It'd be awesome.
Well
Yeah.
played.
Just join all of our Discords and you'll know before we do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the Discords are great too because it's not just the DMs and the staff and the admins that you get to know.
Oh yeah.
You get to start hanging out with the other players before you show up to the table with them. That's really
And there's
great,
been
too.
people forming groups and stuff just
Mhm.
from hanging out on the Discord. So
Yep.
yeah. We're just a big family. Like we're like the nice gamer mafia.
Yeah. It's my chosen family. I mean, not
Yeah,
that I
we
don't
don't-
like. Not that I don't like mine. I love my mom.
Right. We don't kneecap you in real life, but your player characters better watch out.
Yeah, but we fudge those dice rolls until it feels like we are.
They're gonna be swimming with the
Mhm.
fishes.
I've never killed
Mhm.
a PC.
No.
I've only
I would
killed
never-
dozens of them.
I would never say I've never a swath of destruction in my path. What are you talking about?
Okay. Well, we are very chatty. We could chat all night, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this episode until next month.